Beloved Lord, today we come before your presence with humble and grateful hearts, recognizing that you are still the God who restores what has been broken, the God who raises up what seemed lost, and the God who strengthens weary hands to complete the work you have placed before us. Today we pause to reflect on one of the most powerful images from the story of Nehemiah, the men who rebuilt the walls of Jerusalem while keeping their weapons ready in their hands. Those men understood a truth that is still relevant for us today. While we are called to build, we must also be prepared to face opposition. Father, what a profound lesson we find in that scene. They were not simply looking toward heaven, waiting for the stones to place themselves or for the wall to appear completed without human effort. They knew that restoration came from you, but they also understood that you had given them a responsibility. You gave them a mission, and they responded with obedience. You opened a door, and they walked through it in faith. You placed a vision in Nehemiah's heart, and they put their hands to the work. Lord, so often we wait for your miracles, forgetting that many times your miracles happen while your children walk in obedience. You can do the impossible, but you also desire to shape our character as we participate in what you are doing. With one hand they worked. With one hand they placed stones. With one hand they raised structures. With one hand they repaired what had been torn down by years of destruction. Every stone they placed was a declaration of hope. Every wall they raised was a testimony that ruin would not have the final word. Every effort they made was proof that when God calls someone to a work, He also provides the strength needed to finish it. And in that working hand, we see the responsibility you have placed upon us. For you have given us abilities, talents, skills, intelligence, opportunities, and strength to accomplish what lies before us. You call us to be diligent, responsible, and faithful in the tasks you have entrusted to us. Lord, help us understand that our hands can become instruments of worship when they work with hearts surrendered to you. May our work not be merely an obligation, but an expression of gratitude. May our daily responsibilities not be merely burdens, but opportunities to glorify your name. When we care for our families, fulfill our duties, serve others, develop our talents, and do what is right even when no one is watching, may we remember that before you, no act done in love is insignificant. The hand that works represents our human part, our effort, discipline, perseverance, and daily decision to rise and walk in obedience. For true faith was never designed to produce passivity. Faith does not call us to fold our arms and wait for everything to change without our participation. True faith awakens our hands, strengthens our steps, and moves us to act according to the will of God. Faith builds. Faith perseveres. Faith stands firm even when circumstances seem difficult. Just as those men took stones in their hands to rebuild a physical wall around Jerusalem, we make decisions every day to build spiritual walls around our lives. Every prayer is a stone laid. Every act of obedience is a stone laid. Every time we forgive when it would be easier to hold on to resentment, we lay a stone. Every time we choose holiness in the midst of temptation, we lay a stone. Every time we remain faithful when others abandon the path, we lay a stone. Every time we seek your presence before our own solutions, we lay a stone in the character you are building within us. For Lord, you are not only interested in building things around us. You are interested in building something within us. You do not simply want to restore our outward circumstances. You want to restore our hearts. You do not only want to raise walls of protection. You want to build lives founded upon your truth. But Lord, those men did not have only one hand working. They had the other hand holding a weapon. And there we find a deep spiritual truth we must remember. While our hands work in this world, our hearts must remain connected to you. Because if we only work and forget your presence, we end up depending solely on our own strength. If we build only with our intelligence, our plans, and our human abilities, a moment will come when weariness will appear and our strength will not be enough. But when one hand is working and the other is holding the sword, we understand that the human and the divine must walk together. Our hand represents the effort we make. The sword represents the power that comes from you. Our responsibility joins with your grace. Our obedience joins with your direction. Our dedication joins with your blessing. For we do not want to build something great that ends up empty. We do not want to raise an impressive structure on the outside while remaining weak within. We want to build on your foundations. We want to work under your direction. We want to move forward sustained by your presence. Lord, that sword reminds us of your word, because your word is living, powerful, and effective. It penetrates to the deepest parts of the heart, reveals truth, and strengthens us to stand firm in the midst of battle. We cannot build a strong spiritual life without keeping your word close to us. We cannot face the enemy's ridicule, temptations, attacks, doubts, and difficulties using only human experience. We need the sword of your truth. We need to remember your promises when uncertainty comes. We need to lift up your word when thoughts of defeat arise. We need to hold fast to what you have spoken when circumstances seem to say otherwise. Because many times the fiercest battle does not take place around us, but within our minds and hearts. Lord, we need to hold the sword when the voices of modern-day Sanballats and Tobiahs try to intimidate us, mock the work you are doing, and convince us that we will never finish what you have begun in us. There are still voices that say, "That's impossible." There are still voices that mock faith. There are still voices that remind us more of our weaknesses than of your promises. There are still enemies who want to see us abandon the work before the final stone is laid. But today we remember that the work does not depend solely on our human ability. Those men had tools to build, but they also had weapons to defend. They worked, but they also watched. They moved forward, but they remained alert. They built the walls, but they never forgot their dependence on you. And that is the lesson we need to apply to our lives, Lord. Because we too are building something. We are building families. We are building our future. We are building our testimony. We are building a life of faith. We are building relationships, ministries, projects, and dreams that must be grounded in your will. Yet while we build, we must remember that there is a spiritual battle surrounding everything that has purpose. The enemy is not concerned about things that have no eternal value. But when someone decides to rise up and do the will of God, restore their life, draw closer to you, break the chains of the past, and walk in obedience, opposition appears. That is why we need one hand on the tool and the other on the sword. We need to work without forgetting that we depend on you. We need to move forward without forgetting that our strength comes from heaven. We need to strive without forgetting that the final victory belongs to God. Father, teach us to live in this holy balance. May we not be people who only pray but never act. May we not be people who only work but never seek your direction. May we not be people who trust solely in their own abilities and forget that every talent comes from you. Teach us to unite faith with action. Teach us to unite prayer with responsibility. Teach us to unite spiritual dependence with daily diligence. For you do not call us to choose between working and trusting you. You call us to work while trusting you. You call us to move our hands knowing that your mighty hand is upon us. You call us to do our part, knowing that you do what is beyond our strength. Lord, how many times have we tried to build without the sword? How many times have we tried to solve problems using only our own logic? How many times have we fought battles using only our emotions? How many times have we tried to carry burdens that only you can bear? Today we acknowledge our need for your presence. We recognize that without you, even our best strategies can fail. We recognize that our plans must be submitted to your will. We recognize that a life built without your foundation may appear strong for a time, but it will not stand when the winds of testing come. Therefore, today we choose to build upon the solid rock of your word. We want our homes to have your presence as their foundation. We want our decisions to be guided by your wisdom. We want our goals to be aligned with your purposes. We want our hands to work, but our hearts never to drift away from you. Father, help us never let go of either hand. May we never let go of the tool of work, because you call us to be responsible, productive, and faithful with what you have placed before us. May we not abandon our responsibilities expecting others to do what belongs to us. May we learn to work with excellence, seeking not merely human recognition but your approval. But Lord, do not allow us to let go of the sword of your word. Without it, we are vulnerable. Without it, we lose direction. Without it, we are easily deceived by the wrong voices. Your word is our guide when we do not know which path to take. Your word is our strength when we feel weak. Your word is our hope when we walk through difficult seasons. Your word is our defense when the enemy tries to sow fear, confusion, and discouragement. Lord, as we build our homes, help us also build our family altar. May our houses not merely be places where we live, but places where your name is honored. May our children see parents who pray. May our families experience the power of a life fully surrendered to you. And while we seek daily provision, may we never forget to seek the spiritual bread that comes from your presence. For physical food sustains the body, but your word sustains the soul. As we build projects on this earth, may we never forget to build our relationship with you. For everything material can change. Every human achievement can pass away. Every recognition can disappear. But what we build with you remains for eternity. Lord, when we grow weary, remind us of those men in Jerusalem. They did not have an easy road. They did not have all circumstances in their favor. They were not surrounded by people celebrating their efforts. They had enemies around them. They faced constant threats. They endured criticism and ridicule. But they had something far greater. They had a mighty God over them. They had a promise stronger than their problems. They had a mission greater than their fears. They had your presence with them in every stone they placed. And today we too can declare, our God fights for us. Our God strengthens our hands. Our God sustains our hearts. Our God makes a way where there seems to be no way. Our God finishes what He starts. Give us hard-working hands. Give us watchful hearts. Give us steadfast faith. Give us a deep love for your word. Give us perseverance when the task seems too great. Give us humility to recognize that we need you every day. May we rebuild what has been destroyed. May we restore what has been wounded. May we protect what you have placed in our lives. May we remain faithful until the task you have given us is complete. For while one hand builds, the other remains firmly holding the sword. While one hand works on earth, the other remains connected to heaven. While we do our part, you do what our strength could never accomplish. You open doors. You strengthen hearts. You multiply efforts. You turn small acts of obedience into powerful testimonies. You take weary hands and make them instruments of restoration. Therefore, today we declare that we will not build alone. We will not walk alone. We will not fight alone. We will not face life's challenges alone. Because the God who was with Nehemiah is still with us. The God who strengthened the hands of those builders is still strengthening our hands. The God who defended Jerusalem is still our defender. And though we may hold a tool in one hand and a sword in the other, we know that true victory comes from you. For our hope is not in our strength. Our confidence is not in our abilities. Our security is in the God who fights for his children. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen and amen.